this is not what I expect to happen. It's just something that I think should be considered when a referral is being made. And so that ties me into a concept that I get asked about a lot when someone says, well, if a person has 7 millimeters overall alteration of motion segment integrity, which means maybe they have a left overhang of 3 and a right overhang of 4, is that directly proportional to the level of their neurological symptoms? And the answer from my end is no. And the answer from every single neurosurgeon that I know is also no. And so tying into the PICL procedure, there are factors that I think that I pay attention to when I look at people's CT scans and MR scans that I think are significantly notable here. And that is basically to compare the relative size of the person's diameter of their canal, whether it's the foramen magnum or it's the canal at C1 or C2, and the thickness of their spinal cord. I think when a person has a thicker spinal cord and a smaller canal diameter relative to that, their instability level needs to be minor or minimal to create severe neurological symptoms. And so if someone has that kind of a scenario, I think those are the ones that are more susceptible to potentially, again, not guaranteed, but potentially having that scarring effect, have more of a negative influence on their outcome than somebody who's got a massive canal diameter with this, puny little spinal cord and brainstem that has tons of room. And so I see people that have, 14 millimeters of instability at C1, C2 here that have symptoms, but are manageable. Then I have people that have, 4.3 overall total, and they're basically bedbound. And then when I compare that to their MR imaging and look at the thickness and size of their spinal cord and brainstem and the size of the canal, I start seeing a correlation. I haven't, specifically filed this documentation and pieced it together, but I see that tendency a lot.